Welcome to our very first session. We're so glad that you've joined with us. As we said in our introduction, it's so very, very important for us to be able to get off on the right foot to get you moving forward in your life and do the things that you're meant to do to bridge the gaps in your world. And the very first question that we like to ask always as a team is about the very, very small word, but nevertheless one of the most important words in life, and that word is why. Why? Why are we here? Why are we here on earth? What is everything all about? Why are we actually here to do what we're meant to do? It's very, very fascinating for me that many people don't ever actually ask that question. And when I've actually said that to them at different times, I've actually said, it's really fascinating the fact that you don't understand or don't know what your why is, and in fact, what your purpose is. And we'll talk about that in this session as well. But we're actually looking at the question, first of all, why are we here? And the first thing I want you to understand about why we're here is the fact that, number one, we are unique. We are not a version of somebody else. We're actually somebody there's no one else like us. There's no fingerprints like us. There's no same two eyes, same to basically anything really. But at the end of the day, we are a unique person. We have unique talents. We have unique abilities. And all of that means that we have a very unique way of living in life that's ahead of us right now, ahead of us into the future as far as our family is concerned, as far as the people that we meet is concerned, no matter how young or how, I guess, mature, shall we put it, you may be watching this right now. You have definitely been made unique, and you have a why for being here. And that is important to understand when we come to talk a little bit in a few moments about the big whys and the little whys. What is your true potential is number two on that question list there. Why are we here? What is your true potential? Oftentimes people don't fulfill their potential. It's very sad to hear that. Very sad to see that. I see that at times when I've met people and contacted with people. And what's sad about that is the fact that their potential that they have or they have had has never ever been fulfilled. I had a good friend of mine once say to me that it's not as sad as it were that people were dying each day, but that people were dying each day not having fulfilled their potential. Very sobering thought, but nevertheless a very powerful one. And then, of course, number three there on why I'm here, again, basics of things that we need to ask behind the question of why, is settling for whatever. What are you settling for? Are you settling for the job that's just getting you by? Are you settling for the stuff that's actually just going to make ends meet? Are you settling for what it is that's just okay to do? Or are you going to actually move on and do something that is much more important for your life? So the question is, what is your big why? In fact, let me just kind of backtrack a little bit and ask the second question on that list there, which is, what are the little whys that you get up for every day? And what I mean by that, there are seasonal whys. In other words, when I was doing a lot of work with apprentices, we saw a lot of things happening in relation to, there being an apprenticeship. Every day they got up, it was to learn on the job. Every day it was to get up and actually do the things that they were meant to do, and get hold of for that time of their life. Their why wasn't so much about family and kids and all that kind of stuff, although there were some that did have that. But generally speaking, their why was to get up every day, learn, get through their apprenticeship, and ultimately get to be a qualified carpenter, whatever it was that they were being qualified for. And so they're the little whys, the seasonal whys. And then there are the seasonal whys that belong to us as family members, as parents. And for me, I'm very fortunate to be a grandparent. So there's different whys in my life, different seasons in my life that mean that I get up every day for a different reason, or I add reasons, add whys to my life every day. But then there is also the big why. The big why is, what is it all about? Why on earth, as I said before, are we actually here? Why am I here? What am I doing on this earth? What's my purpose? And there are many people who, perhaps even my age, certainly I know of people in their 30s and 40s who still don't really know what their why is. They still don't really know what it is that they're meant to be. So the question is that we actually need to sit down and make something of that, do something about that. One of the things that we we do, every day. Some days when people get up, it's a good test of knowing whether you know your why or not. Is it good morning, Lord, or good Lord, it's morning. In other words, is life a joy, or what we're doing, is it a chore? Is it something that's just kind of really hard to do? So we need to ask those questions, ask hard questions of ourselves. If we don't ask hard questions of ourselves, we are waylaying and we are putting aside what are the most important questions in life. And a lot of people will argue that toss, and I'll argue till, well, I don't want to be blue in the face, but you understand what I'm trying to say. I'll argue for a long period of time over the fact that if we don't know our why, we're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to do the things we're meant to do and be the person we're meant to be, more importantly. So we need to know what our big why is, and sometimes that requires a little bit of downtime. At the moment, in life right now, lots of other times in life. There are times when we do have downtimes. There are times over Christmas periods or early parts of the new year when we're thinking about those things that are important to us. During difficult times, during stuff that's going on around us, where we have downtime, where maybe we're in a hospital, maybe we're having a difficult period in our life. We just haven't got the job that we really wanted, or we haven't got a job at all. Whatever the case may be, we need to be in those moments, especially sitting down and reflecting, taking time, drawing pictures of what we believe our life can look like. All those kinds of things are really, really important to understanding what our big why in life is. And part of that's related to talents, part of that's related to our abilities. We'll talk about that in a few moments. What is your purpose then? So our why is tied up. As it says there, your purpose intertwines with your why and helps us fulfill our dreams in life. But what is our purpose and what is our passion? They should intertwine. Are the two of those linked together? Because oftentimes our passion can be the thing that is our purpose in life. Now, not always. We can be passionate about football and all that kind of stuff, about certain sports and things. And I'm certainly a sports lover and all the things that go with that. But that's not necessarily just because that's part of partly a passion in my life. It doesn't mean that I'm necessarily any good at it. And I can assure you that I was never a great sportsman. That's not who I am or who I was. However, I'm quite passionate about it. Doesn't mean that I'm going to put it into my life. So therefore, are the two of your purpose and passion linked? They could be, or they should be. But at the same time, they're not always necessarily have to be. So realize that the two of those get linked together, or they should get linked together. And when we find what our purpose is, that's actually setting out what our talents, our abilities, our giftings, our callings is another word that's used. All those things pulled together help us to understand what our purpose is. And if you go through into worksheets and notes, you'll have some more things about that, about what those things are all about as well, and some of the points that you can get to where we find what our purpose truly is. Let me just finish off this session that we're actually talking through right now and say this: you do have greatness in you. There are lots of things in this course that you'll see, and this is just the beginning. So there's going to be so much more time for us to talk through some of the things of what greatness is all about and how to actually plan out the things that are goals and so forth and so on. All those things will come about. Be patient about that. But at the same time, write down some things that you believe are your purpose. Set down some things for yourself. There'll be room in your notes to actually make some notes either physically or digitally if you wish to actually just write some notes on that page and make your own, I guess, PDF out of it if you want to. But here's the deal. I want you to understand you do have greatness inside of you. And don't miss the opportunity to discover your purpose. Don't miss that opportunity. If perhaps over the years you've tried this before, I've heard this all before. I can assure you that I've heard many, many things over and over and over again. But it's taken just that one time to become a light bulb moment that actually makes a difference where I actually take action on it. And this is where you need to take action. Find out what your purpose, find out what your why is, why you're here on this earth. Have a look at some of the little things that are your whys every day as well. And start to build from there. Start to build from what's a little thing. Oh, okay, I get up every morning because I do have to go to work and I do have to earn money. That's a why. It's a kind of it's a less significant one in the sense of the bigger picture, but nevertheless, it's a why. I get up because my children are important to me. I get up because my wife is important. I get up because, my partner, my friend, my business is important to me. All those kinds of things are important to us, and they're the whys in our lives, the little ones. But behind all that, there's a bigger why, which actually makes up the philosophy, the way that we live our life. For me, I have 6 words that I use: love God, love people. Actually, 7 words: love God, love people, and bring life. Those are the 7 words that I actually use all the time, and I filter my life through that. I filter my life through that being my ultimate purpose, to be here on this earth, and other things that are my why and in a seasonal sense become important to me through that filter as well. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We'll talk to you more about that. But don't forget that there'll be lots more material coming your way that will actually help you to develop this as well. We thank you for this. This is end of session 1 on why. Thank you so much for listening and learning with us. Bye for now.